I simulated 10 years on 10 different Formula 1 games. Can the reality that I created be better than what we have in real life right now? Stay tuned to find out. My name is Chris, welcome back to CF Racing, and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris here, otherwise known as CF Racing, and today everybody, we have one of the biggest videos that I'm probably ever, hopefully, gonna release on this channel. And this is a video where I simulate 10 seasons on 10 different Formula 1 games. But before this video starts, if you guys are new here and you enjoy the content like this, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord. And speaking of my Discord, the video idea today was actually brought up by a Discord member of mine named Dwoot or Dwoot3000. He said, can you simulate one season from every game starting in 2012 and finishing in 2022 to see if there are different champions? And that's exactly what I did. Thank you, Dwoot. I hope I said your name right, or Dwoot. I don't really know, but thank you for giving me the idea. And if you guys want to recommend a video just like this one, join my Discord. Get into that suggestions tab and let me know what you guys want me to do. So for today's video, I actually got every single Formula 1 game from F1 at 2013 to 2022. I did have 2019 to 2022 already, but I had to find some insane websites to get those games because they're not on Steam anymore, and it was very it was hard to get a lot of these games. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of them crashed, some of them were probably viruses, but oh well, this is for the content. So if you guys, like I said, enjoy videos like this, hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Hopefully we can get to 100K one day. Let's get into the first season, 2013 on F1 2013. In 2013, it was not a Sebastian Vettel domination, but he still did win the World Drivers' Championship, and in this simulation would be his 4th consecutive, as he takes 5 wins on the year, 356 points to finish P1. He did not win the 13 races like he did in 2013, and he did not win 9 in a row, as he did not get 9 wins. Fernando Alonso made it close with 5 wins at 344 points to finish P2, and so did Lewis Hamilton. He also had 5 wins, 302 points, and finished in P3. Nico Rosberg for Mercedes got 4 wins at 285 points to finish P4. And Mark Webber in his final season of Formula 1 had no wins, but finished a respectable P5 with 210 points. Red Bull win their first constructors title of the simulation, same as it was in real life, and Mercedes finished P2, Ferrari P3, Lotus P4, McLaren P5, Force India P6, Toro Rosso P7, Sauber P8, Williams P9, Marussia P10, and Caterham in dead last. I bet you guys forgot they were in Formula 1. In the driver transfer market, Mark Webber retires from Formula 1. That moves Daniel Ricciardo to Red Bull. Felipe Massa goes to Williams. The GOAT, Pastor Maldonado, goes to Lotus. Kimi Räikkönen leaves Lotus and goes to Ferrari. Danny Kvyat goes to Toro Rosso. Kevin Magnussen goes to McLaren as a rookie. Sergio Perez goes to Force India. Nico Hülkenberg also goes to Force India. Sutil goes to Sauber. Kiyomiya Kobayashi, the legend, goes to Caterham. Marcus Ericsson, as I believe a rookie, goes to Caterham. Vandergaard goes to Sauber, and that leaves Peak and Paul di Resta as free agents. And heading into 14, the turbo hybrid era is gonna start, so stay tuned for some Mercedes domination. Or will it be? In 2014, Lewis Hamilton wins his first Drivers' Championship of the simulation, but second of his career, as he takes 10 wins on the year, 384 points to finish P1. Nico Rosberg takes 5 wins, 322 points to finish P2. Sebastian Vettel takes 4 wins, 298 points to finish P3. Daniel Ricciardo takes no wins, 238 points to finish P4, and Fernando Alonso takes 0 wins, 201 points to finish P5. Mercedes win their first ever Constructors' Championship. Crazy to say this now, so nothing has changed in 2014 as Hamilton and Mercedes still won the titles. Red Bull finished P2, Ferrari P3, Williams P4, McLaren P5, Force India P6, Toro Rosso P7, Lotus P8, Sauber P9, Marussia P10, and Caterham in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Team Caterham leaves Formula 1, so there's going to be 10 teams instead of 11 going into 2015. Fernando Alonso goes to McLaren as they have the ultimate McLaren-Honda partnership. Sebastian Vettel goes to Ferrari. Daniel Kvyat goes to Red Bull. Max Verstappen as a rookie goes to Toro Rosso. Carlos Sainz also as a rookie goes to Toro Rosso. Stevens goes to Marussia, Alexander Rossi goes to Marussia, Marcus Ericsson goes to Sauber, Felipe Nasser goes to Sauber, Jean-Eric Verne, Adrian Sutil, Esteban Gutierrez, Chilton, and Kobayashi all end up as free agents going into 2015, and also going into 2015, there is no regulation change. 2015 was a little bit of a different run with Nico Rosberg taking 8 wins on the year, 380 points to finish P1 and taking his first ever World Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton had 7 wins, also had 380 points, but finished in P2. What a great rivalry these two had. Rosberg only won because he had 8 wins on the year and Hamilton had 7, and I just realized I spelled Rosberg's name wrong. Daniel Ricciardo took 4 wins, 259 points to finish P3. Sebastian Vettel took 2 wins, 248 points to finish P4, and Kimi Räikkönen takes 0 wins, 201 points to finish P5. Mercedes win their second consecutive Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Ferrari P2, Red Bull P3, Williams P4, Force India P5, Lotus P6, Toro Rosso P7, McLaren P8, Sauber P9, and Marussia in dead last. In the driver transfer market, MRT joins Formula 1, Lotus rebrands to Renault, Marussia leaves Formula 1, and Haas, as a brand new team, joins Formula 1. Max Verstappen ends up going to Red Bull. Danny Kvyat goes to Toro Rosso. Kevin Magnussen goes to Renault. Jolyon Palmer goes to Renault. Roman Grosjean partners Esteban Gutierrez at Haas, and that is their first ever driver lineup. Pascal Wehrlein goes to MRT. Alexander Rossi, Mary, and Pastor Maldonado, it's really sad, all end up as free agents. And heading into 2016, there is a regulation change to chassis and aero. In 2016, Nico Rosberg becomes a 2-time World Drivers' Champion as he takes 15 wins on the year, 402 points to finish P1. What a season for him. Lewis Hamilton takes 3 wins, 355 points to finish P2. F1 game really does Hamilton dirty. It's kind of funny. Sebastian Vettel takes 1 win, 266 points to finish P3. Kimi Räikkönen takes 0 wins, 198 points to finish P4. And Daniel Ricciardo takes 0 wins, 195 points to finish P5. Mercedes win their third consecutive Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Ferrari P2, Red Bull P3, Force India P4, McLaren P5, Williams P6, Toro Rosso P7, Renault P8, Haas P9, Sauber P10, and MRT in dead last. In the driver transfer market, MRT leaves Formula 1, putting it back to 10 teams. Nico Rosberg, after winning 2 consecutive World Drivers' Championships, retires from Formula 1. That moves Valtteri Bottas going from Williams to Mercedes. Kevin Magnussen goes to Haas. Esteban Ocon goes to Force India. Lance Stroll, as a rookie, goes to Williams at the age of, I believe, 18. Stoffel Van Dorn, reigning a Formula 2 champion, goes to McLaren. Pascal Wehrlein goes to Sauber. Esteban Gutierrez, Felipe Nasser, and Jolyon Palmer all end up as free agents heading into 2017, and there is a slight regulation change to aero and chassis going into next season. In 2017, Ferrari made it happen, and Sebastian Vettel won his second World Drivers' Championship of the simulation and 5th overall, but first as a Ferrari driver and first Ferrari championship since 2007 and first Constructors' Championship since 2008. Vettel takes 10 wins on the year, 398 points to finish P1. Lewis Hamilton takes 7 wins, 350 points to finish P2. The GOAT, Kimi Räikkönen, takes 1 win, 269 points to finish P3. Nice. Valtteri Bottas takes 1 win, 251 points to finish P4, and Daniel Ricciardo takes 1 win, 231 points to finish P5. Ferrari win their first Constructors title since 2008, followed by Mercedes P2, Red Bull P3, Force India P4, Williams P5, Renault P6, Haas P7, Toro Rosso P8, McLaren P9, and Sauber in dead last. In the driver transfer market, heading into a 2018, Sauber rebrands to Alfa Romeo, Force India rebrands to Racing Point, Felipe Massa and Jenson Button retire from Formula 1. That moves Stoffel Van Dorn to McLaren, Sergei Sorokin to Williams, Charles Leclerc as a rookie and reigning Formula 2 champion, or at this point is GP2, goes to Alfa Romeo. Pierre Gasly as a rookie goes to Toro Rosso. Brandon Hartley as a rookie goes to Toro Rosso. Carlos Sainz goes to Renault, and that leaves Julian Palmer, Pascal Wehrlein, and Danny Kvyat all as free agents. And heading into 2018, there really is not a regulation change. In 2018, Sebastian Vettel has done it again as he wins his third driver's title of the simulation, but sixth overall, making him a six-time World Drivers' Champion as he takes 9 wins on the year, 407 points to finish P1. Lewis Hamilton takes 6 wins, 330 points to finish P2. Daniel Ricciardo takes 2 wins, 282 points to finish P3. Kimi Räikkönen takes 1 win, 276 points to finish P4. Valtteri Bottas takes 2 wins, 270 points to finish P5. And a young Max Verstappen takes no wins, 247 points to finish P6. Ferrari win their second consecutive Constructors title, followed by Mercedes P2, Red Bull P3, Renault P4, Haas P5, Racing Point P6, McLaren P7, Williams P8, Toro Rosso P9, and Alfa Romeo in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Fernando Alonso retires from Formula 1 for now. That moves Lando Norris to McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo leaves Red Bull and goes to Renault. Carlos Sainz goes to McLaren. Pierre Gasly goes to Red Bull. Danny Kvyat and Alexander Albon go to Toro Rosso. Charles Leclerc goes to Ferrari after 1 season in Alfa Romeo. Kimi Räikkönen and Antonio Giovinazzi both go to Alfa Romeo. George Russell and Robert Kubica go to Williams. Lance Stroll goes to Racing Point. And that leaves Esteban Ocon, Stoffel Van Dorn, Sergei Sorokin, Brandon Hartley, and Marcus Ericsson all as free agents. And heading into 2019, there once again is hardly any regulation changes. In 2019, Lewis Hamilton becomes a 2-time world champion in this simulation, but third in his career as he takes 11 wins on the year, 415 points to finish P1. Sebastian Vettel takes 6 wins, 301 points to finish P2. Valtteri Bottas takes 2 wins, 299 points to finish P3. Charles Leclerc takes 2 wins, 256 points to finish P4. And Max Verstappen takes 0 wins, 253 points to finish P5. Mercedes win their 4th Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Ferrari P2, Red Bull P3, Renault P4, McLaren P5, Haas P6, Alfa Romeo P7, Racing Point P8, Toro Rosso P9, and Williams, no surprise, in dead last. Going into 2020, Toro Rosso rebrands to AlphaTauri, Nicholas Latifi goes to Williams, Esteban Ocon goes to Renault, Alexander Albon goes to Red Bull, Pierre Gasly goes to AlphaTauri, and that leaves Robert Kubica and Nico Hülkenberg as free agents. And heading into 2020, once again, barely any regulation changes. In 2020, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Valtteri Bottas wins his first ever World Drivers' Championship as he takes 7 wins on the year, 355 points to finish P1. Lewis Hamilton takes 7 wins, 350 points to finish P2, and Max Verstappen also takes 7 wins, 302 points to finish P3. Charles Leclerc takes 1 win somehow, 198 points to finish P4, and Sebastian Vettel takes 0 wins, 150 points to finish P5. Mercedes win their 5th Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Red Bull P2, Ferrari P3, Racing Point P4 after they copied the 2019 Mercedes, McLaren P5, Renault P6, AlphaTauri P7, Alfa Romeo P8, Haas P9, and Williams once again remain in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Racing Point rebrands to Aston Martin and Renault rebrands to Alpine. Sebastian Vettel goes to Aston Martin. Carlos Sainz goes to Ferrari. Daniel Ricciardo leaves Renault and goes to McLaren. Fernando Alonso goes to Alpine. That is insane, as he comes out of retirement, by the way, has a very nice nice rookie driver. Sergio Perez goes to Red Bull. Yuki Tsunoda goes to AlphaTauri. Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin both go to Haas. And that leaves Alexander Albon, Kevin Magnussen, Roman Grosjean, and Danny Kvyat all as free agents heading into 2021. And heading into 2021, no regulation change. In 2021, Valtteri Bottas takes 10 wins on the year, 403 points to finish P1 and wins his second World Drivers' Championship. I can't believe it. Max Verstappen takes 6 wins, 378 points to finish P2. Lewis Hamilton takes 6 wins, 342 points to finish P3. Sergio Perez takes 0 wins, 248 points to finish P4. And Charles Leclerc takes 0 wins, 202 points to finish P5. Mercedes win their 6th Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Red Bull P2, Ferrari P3, McLaren P4, AlphaTauri P5, Alpine P6, Aston Martin P7, Alfa Romeo P8, Williams P9, and Haas in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Kimi Raikkonen retires from Formula 1, George Russell goes to Mercedes, Valtteri Bottas goes to Alfa Romeo, Zhou Guanyu goes to Alfa Romeo, Alexander Albon goes to Williams, Kevin Magnussen goes to Haas, and that leaves Antonio Giovinazzi and Nikita Mazepin all as free agents. And heading into 2022, the ground effect cars coming in with a aero chassis and let's just say power regulation change. In the final season of 2022, Charles Leclerc wins his first ever World Drivers' Championship, which did not happen in 2022. As we all know, Max Verstappen kind of dominated. He takes 10 wins on the year, 398 points to finish P1. Max Verstappen takes 8 wins, 392 points to finish P2. Carlos Sainz takes 2 wins, 301 points to finish P3. Sergio Perez takes 1 win, 269 points, nice to finish P4. And George Russell takes 1 win, 250 points to finish P5. Ferrari win their 3rd Constructors title of the simulation, followed by Red Bull P2, Mercedes P3, McLaren P4, Alpine P5, AlphaTauri P6, Haas P7, Aston Martin P8, Alfa Romeo P9, and Williams in dead last. And now, guys, it is time to take a look at the final stats for this new alternate reality simulation. And at the end of all 10 years, here's really what happened. In terms of World Constructors' Championships, Mercedes won 6, Ferrari won 3, and Red Bull won 1. We all know the Ferrari thing. Awesome, I'm happy about that, but, you know, in real life, they didn't win any. Red Bull actually won 2 World Constructors' Championships, 2013 and 2022, and then Mercedes won the rest. Nothing really crazy there. In terms of World Drivers' Championships, this is a big one. Vettel won 3 and he only won 1 in that time span, which was 2013. Lewis Hamilton only won 2, which is a big surprise to me. Bottas won 2, which, you know, he didn't. Nico Rosberg won 2, he only won 1 in real life. And Charles Leclerc won a World Drivers' Championship in 2022 here, even though in real life it goes to Max Verstappen. In terms of wins, Lewis Hamilton had 62, Vettel had 37, Rosberg 32, Bottas 22, Max Verstappen had 21 wins, but no World Drivers' Championships. Leclerc had 10 wins and 1 World Drivers' Championship. Somehow Ricciardo actually had 7 wins, which, you know, pretty much the same as in real life. Alonso had 5, Sainz had 2, Perez had 1, Raikkonen had 1, and George Russell had 1. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy and you want to see more like this, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord, links in the description, and with that being said, see you guys next time. Goodbye.